To be understood as to understand. That's the focus of today's preamble. I have never called for Speaker Mike Johnson to be vacated, nor did I call for Kevin McCarthy to be vacated. It's not because I owe them anything. They steadfastly refuse to appear on this program and answer our questions. It's not because I think they've done a particularly good job at advancing any conservative or even Republican policies in divided government. It's simply the fact that, in my opinion, the greater threat to our freedom, security, and prosperity is and has been the extremists in the Democrat Party. The results are all around us. Still, in the interest of informing this audience, I've not hidden the efforts to oust the current and former speaker. To do so would be irresponsible. Politico, in reporting that Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene is in meetings with Speaker Johnson over her potential motion to vacate the chair, has revealed a list of demands that Greene has issued to Speaker Johnson. She wants no more aid for Ukraine. After Speaker Johnson broke the Hastert rule, which says no legislation is to be brought to a vote without a support from a majority of the House majority, she wants him to pinky swear that he'll follow the rule from here on out. Greene wants to defund the special counsel probes into former President Trump, after it was revealed that the special counsel broke the law themselves, in particular in the absurd classified documents case. And Greene wants the enforcement of the Massey rule, which replaces continuing resolution overspending with across-the-board overspending cuts. Now, not to put too fine a point on all this, but what's the point? All of those rules have been broken to accommodate Democrats. No agreement now will prevent that in the future. And also, there are no more major votes for the rest of the year. Congress is in re-election mode. Not that they've done much work these last 2 years. They'll do even less in the next 6 months in an effort to con voters to return them to what the movie Blazing Saddles called their phony baloney jobs. As I've stated many times, why vacate the chair at this point? The GOP leadership has already given the Democrats everything they want in defiance of GOP voters. But my words didn't stop emails like this. David writing, Chris, just to let you know, your continued push to remove Mike Johnson shows me how short-sighted you are on this issue, with such a slim minority, I think he meant majority, and Republicans fractured. In summary, you've lost those Republican viewers. After I replied to David, pointing out that I didn't call for Speaker Johnson's ouster, he replied, quote, you sure sound disappointed when some of your guests stick up for him. Besides, your monologue stated that Republicans are there to oppose Democrats. It's not how it's supposed to be. They are there to work for the betterment of our country. If they at times oppose each other, it's because they have different visions and beliefs. I am not pro-Democrat, but they all can't be as evil as you portray them to be. Anyways, I'm done with your show. It's become very tedious with the same old lines. Same old lines. Okay, well, I can't point to anything that has gotten better in America under Democrat rule. Some might say that's tedium. Others say it's a little thing we call reality. Skyrocketing inflation, high gas prices, out of control overspending, open borders ushering in an estimated 15 million illegal aliens, over 100,000 annual deaths from China-created fentanyl, massive crime, foreign policy and collapse. I could go on, but you get the picture. I also asked David, if Republicans and Democrats were only meant to work together, then why go through the formality of having two parties? What's the point if the other side is just going to go along with everything? In truth, that's never the case when the right is in charge. Democrats will always oppose the GOP. It is the GOP that is always telling us why it's so important to give the Democrats everything they want, as the GOP has done since Joe Biden began his occupation of the Oval Office. In truth, many Democrat voters, despite opposing all of the afflictions I just outlined, will still vote Democrat. It's their team. No matter how much damage they do, Democrat voters think all the damage is better so long as it's their team doing the damage. The same goes for diehard Republican voters, even though the GOP has rubber-stamped every Democrat priority over the past 2 years and attached no GOP priorities to must-pass bills. Republican voters will still vote for their team, despite their team teeing up 100% victories for Democrats. Now, as a constitutional conservative, I don't oppose Democrats because they're Democrats. I oppose them because they implement policies that harm my country. When they stop that, they might earn my support. Hope springs eternal. On the flip side, I don't support Republicans because they're Republicans. I support them when and only when they adhere to their conservative party platform and defend us from Democrats.